You Can't Escape by Indrani Ghosh. New Delhi, the capital city of India, is a lively urban center that beautifully combines its rich heritage with modern advancements. Crafted by British architects Edwin Lutyens and Herbert Baker in the early 1900s, it stands as the political and administrative heart of the nation. The city is adorned with famous landmarks like India Gate, Rashtrapati Bhavan, and the Lotus Temple, showcasing a blend of colonial architecture and modern skyscrapers. As a cultural hub, it offers a variety of cuisines, vibrant markets, and important historical sites such as Humayun's tomb and Qutub Minar. While New Delhi has its allure, it also grapples with issues like air pollution and traffic jams, yet it continues to thrive as a bustling center for business, education, and governance in India. New Delhi took significant steps to tackle air pollution by creating urban forests and biodiversity parks aimed at protecting native ecosystems and giving residents a chance to enjoy nature. The Delhi Development Authority (DDA), working alongside the Centre for Environmental Management of Degraded Ecosystems (CEMD) at the University of Delhi, has set up a network of biodiversity parks throughout the city. These parks are home to a wide variety of plants, animals, and microorganisms, all thriving in ecologically balanced communities. They provide numerous ecological benefits, such as capturing carbon, recharging groundwater, and offering educational and recreational opportunities for the urban population. These efforts not only help maintain biodiversity but also provide residents with places to engage with nature, ultimately improving the city's environmental health and overall quality of life. So this was a quick overview of Delhi to give you a glimpse of the setting for this story. January 15, 2013, 7 a.m. A janitor was walking through a biodiversity park in South Delhi, where the lush greenery creates a dense forest atmosphere. As he strolled, he spotted 4 bundles wrapped in newspaper, tucked inside 4 medium-sized trash bags. The bundles were ripped open, revealing some dry red stains on the outside of the bags. The police arrived and proceeded to open all the bags. Inside, they found 2 severed female feet, along with some toes and fingers. January 17, 2013, 1:15 p.m. In another part of South Delhi, there's an urban forest where a guard was enjoying a walk after his lunch break. As he wandered, he spotted some garbage bags tucked away near a bush beneath a large tree. Curious, he approached one of the bags and opened it, only to discover the severed head of a woman inside. Unfortunately, the face was beyond recognition, and he also found some elbows, palms, and fingers. He promptly notified the police. Later that day, while continuing their search in the same area, the police discovered additional body parts, including the upper sections of the legs and severed parts of the upper torso. January 18, 2013, 6 a.m. Dwarka, located in southwest Delhi, was once a sparsely populated region on the outskirts of the city. It was emerging as a new sub-city, with numerous expansive societies being developed. A significant portion of the area remained covered in forest. Back then, all these under-construction society apartments were typically encircled by dense jungles. One guard from one of these society apartments ventured into the nearby jungle for a moment of privacy. While there, he noticed 2 garbage bags tied with strings nestled in a nearby bush. He felt a bit uneasy and decided to reach out to his supervisor. When the supervisor arrived, he opened one of the bags and discovered a severed arm inside. Both of them were terrified and chose not to contact the police, fearing they might be questioned and that the authorities wouldn't buy their story and they might get arrested. January 21, 2013, 1 p.m. A group of local individuals reported a foul odor to the Dwarka police station. In response, the police arrived to investigate the area, where 2 guards had previously found body parts in a nearby forest. Following an initial investigation, the police learned about the 2 guards who discovered the body parts on January 18. The officers interrogated the guards, but their conflicting accounts raised further suspicions. As a result, the police took the 2 guards into custody for additional questioning. The South Delhi Police and Dwarka Police joined forces to determine if the body parts found in both South Delhi and Dwarka belonged to the same woman. The forensic team, along with the police, successfully established that the discovered body parts belonged to the same woman. The case attracted significant media coverage, causing public fear and putting pressure on the police to resolve it quickly. A team was assembled, consisting of the city's top detectives, with Mr. A. Paul appointed as the chief detective. The 2 guards who had been arrested and held by the police have been released, as no evidence was found against them. The primary task now is to identify the woman. A police artist created a potential sketch of her with assistance from the forensic team, who also highlighted the marks on her body. A key detail discovered was that 2 fingers on her right hand were fused together. The image and accompanying details were featured in every national newspaper. The police team was putting in a lot of effort, but they hadn't made any progress. No one stepped up to help identify the victim. The police proceeded with the cremation of the victim since no one stepped up to take responsibility for the body. As February came to a close, the team's enthusiasm for the case began to wane. With no leads or identifications in sight, it seemed like it was heading toward being labeled a cold case. March 1, 2013, 10:30 p.m. The weather in Delhi was quite nice, with temperatures that were just right, not too hot and not too cold. However, Chief Detective Mr. Paul was feeling under the weather, battling a cold and cough brought on by the changing climate. After wrapping up his work, he was heading home around 10:30 p.m. His cough had worsened, and he wasn't feeling his best. He decided to stop by a chemist shop to pick up some medicine for his cold and cough on his way home. While driving through the South Extension area of South Delhi, he spotted 2 chemist shops. One was closed, but the other was open. He requested the driver to pull over and went into the open shop to purchase some medicines. The shop was in a rather shabby state, with nearly all the shelves bare. A man was seated at the counter. Mr. Paul requested some cold and cough medicines. The man asked him to hold on while he searched through the shelves and the cupboard. The man informed Mr. Paul that they were out of cough and cold medicines. Mr. Paul was quite taken aback and inquired why such essential medications were unavailable. The employee explained that there wasn't much he could do about the stock situation since he was just working there. He mentioned that the owner hadn't been around for a month, which had never happened before. Mr. Paul exited the shop and returned to his car, where the driver began to drive away. As he sat there, Mr. Paul couldn't shake off the thought of the shop owner's month-long absence, which, according to the employee, was unprecedented. This revelation surprised him, prompting him to ask the driver to make a turn and head back to the shop. Mr. Paul visited the shop and inquired with the shop employee about the owner's address. After noting it down, he returned to his car. An experienced detective's sixth sense is their finely tuned intuition, a gut instinct that helps them detect inconsistencies, sense deception, and notice subtle details in a case. This skill often stems from years of experience and keen observation, allowing them to feel that something isn't right, even when there's no solid evidence to back it up. It's essentially the knack for sensing that something is amiss without being able to pinpoint exactly why. It seems that this sixth sense prompted Mr. Paul to return and investigate the reason behind the owner's absence. March 2, 2013. Mr. Paul visited the home of Neil Roy, the chemist shop owner, located in a middle-class neighborhood of South Delhi. Upon arrival, he found the house locked from the outside. Curious about Neil Roy, he inquired with the neighbors, who informed him that Neil Roy's wife, Aruna, had been admitted to R.M. Gupta Hospital due to typhoid. According to the neighbors, this was the information Neil Roy had shared with them. For the past month, they hadn't seen Neil Roy or his family, who have a 4-year-old daughter. Doubt intensified. The police team regained their motivation and headed to R.M. Gupta Hospital to inquire about Aruna Roy. Upon arrival, they discovered that no one by that name had been admitted during that time. This led the team to believe that the victim could indeed be Aruna. They set their informants in motion across the city. One of the informants reported that Neil Roy had another residence in South Delhi, just 2 kilometers from his current residence. However, he was unable to provide the exact address of this second location. Plainclothes police officers were stationed all around the area. March 4, 2013, 4:30 a.m. A constable stationed in the area spotted a man wearing a hoodie leaving a house. He approached the man and inquired if his name was Neil Roy. The man, appearing to be in his 30s, glanced at the constable and confirmed that he was indeed Neil Roy. On that particular day, Neil Roy found himself at the police station. When questioned about his wife, he revealed that she had run away with her lover. He felt unable to share this information with anyone, fearing it would bring disgrace to his family, which is why he had left home. When inquired about his daughter, he mentioned that she was staying with one of his friends. He mentioned during questioning that his parents had died. His wife's parents reside in a quaint town in North India. Police arrived at the location where Neil Roy was believed to be keeping his daughter. Upon their arrival, they discovered a lovely woman residing in the apartment. It turned out that she was a close friend of Neil Roy. The police needed to confirm whether the victim was indeed Aruna Roy. They decided to publish her picture along with the details in the newspapers, this time specifically naming her as Aruna Roy. Neil Roy firmly denied knowing the address of Aruna's parents, claiming that they disapproved of their marriage and had severed all ties with her. Therefore, he was unaware of where his wife's parents lived. A few days later, Aruna's parents contacted the police, who requested them to come to Delhi. Upon their arrival, Aruna's parents recognized her immediately. They noted that their daughter had conjoined fingers on her right hand. The police began to apply pressure on Neil Roy to reveal the truth. After several days of relentless questioning, Neil Roy finally broke down and confessed to his crime. He explained that he was deeply in love with his special friend and wanted to marry her. However, Aruna was unwilling to grant him a divorce. Compounding his troubles, his business was struggling, and he was facing a significant financial crisis. He viewed Aruna as a burden. In a chilling revelation, he admitted to planning Aruna's murder. His special friend was completely unaware of his marriage and had no involvement in the crime. He presented his daughter to his friend as his far-off niece. If Detective Mr. Paul had ignored his gut feeling that day, the crime might have stayed unresolved and eventually become a cold case. As the saying goes, intuition doesn't always tell you what you want to hear, it tells you what you need to hear. Disclaimer: all the characters in this tale are entirely fictional. Any similarity to actual individuals, whether alive or deceased, is purely coincidental.